Hi everyone. Let me know if you can see and hear me. I had the iPad set up like we normally do, and it stopped working all of a sudden. So hopefully you guys will figure it out. We'll hop over here, and let me see if I can get this set up. Hang on, sorry. Thank you for your patience. I hope you're not stuck in over the other one. That looks like it's still going. I'm just gonna close that. Hi, sorry for the view up my nose while I get things situated here. Sorry about that. I hope you guys find me. Okay, it looks like we have 4 people here. Sorry. Hi, it's Lorella. It's Wednesday night. I had the iPad hooked up just like I do every week, and it just stopped working. It said the audio or video was not available. I'm trying to figure out this and a good angle for this, and it's not wanting to cooperate. Sorry guys, thank you for your patience. It just wants to go to the sky. I'm working on it. Who's here, by the way? Hi. I know Anne and Farm Alarm were on the other one. Let me make sure I can see the live chat. Let's see. Where do I see it? Right here? Top chat, live chat. Aha, there we go. Okay. Hello, Tamra. Hello, Tracy or Ashley? Probably Ashley, I'm guessing. Let me lower this. Sorry, guys. I really don't know. You don't want to be looking at my nose, but the thing, it just won't. The music stand won't go the other way. Ashley, hi. Hi. Thank you guys, everyone, for waiting. Sorry about the problem that we had a minute ago with the iPad. So now I'm trying to hook it up on my phone. Hi, Nancy. Huckleberry and Mama Davis. Hi. Hi, Tina. Glad you're here again. I just need this to tilt. That's the issue. What do I use to make this tilt out better, like this? So that the music stand is tilted back just slightly. Maybe, no, because then it'll slide off on the floor. Just need something to stick behind it to like make the top stand forward a little bit. Hang on, let me see what I can do. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll be right back, I promise. Let's see if this works. Okay. I'm gonna just try jimming it with a little toy out of the nursery basket. Haha. How's that? Is that better? All right, we have a few people here in the house tonight. Okay. So we're gonna go with it this way from the phone because the iPad just wigged out on me after it started. I had it all set up, everything was beautiful, and then it cut out. I don't know whether the sound or the audio or the video cut out. So tonight's, exactly. Hey Leslie. Yes, I have already started. Are you coming in? Are you gonna join me over here? Or are you gonna sit over there?
I'll join you over here.
All right, Leslie's in the house today.
Hi.
She'll squeeze in. This is my daughter Leslie, for those of you if you haven't met her. This is everybody. Ashley, Tina, Tamra, I forgot Mama, Dan, I already forgot, sorry. Ashley says hi. Hello. All right, so here's what I want everybody to do. I know my title tonight was a little inflammatory. Are you a dreamer or a dream crusher? Camera's probably at this end, isn't it? Now am I looking at the right spot? So what I want you to do before we go into any discussion, that's Tamra.
You spelled my name right. Thank you.
Yeah, she knows. That's Tamra.
I know Tamra.
Okay. Your first name, where you're watching from, what your weather's like, and are you a dreamer or a dream crusher? Before we start telling stories, don't tell.
Okay.
Before we get into any of the discussion, I want to know who's with me tonight. Who's in the house? The dreamers or the realists? The dreamers or the pragmatics? You may spin it in any way you want. The creative souls
or the jackboots.
Or the jackboots, yes. So one thing we're going to find out tonight is who in our family earned the nickname Jackboot the Dream Crusher and how they got that nickname. So that's up for discussion in a few minutes. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Where are you watching from? Tamara is pragmatic. Ashley's a dreamer. Okay, good to know. All right. Who else is in the house? And where are you watching from? What's your first name? From Nevada, Paw Rump. Is that how you say that? Paw Rump? Paw Rump? Paw Rump. It sounds like almost like a Winnie the Pooh type word, right? Like a parade. No, I was thinking more like, you know, a sound they'd make when, like a drumming sound or something. All right. So we're tonight we're gonna be talking about when you're on a homestead. Do you need dreamers? Do you need pragmatics? Do you need realists? Tina from Niagara Falls, Dream Crusher, cold and rain. I heard that you guys got so much ice that the falls have sort of just frozen over. Is that right? And Kathy says, yes, I said it right. Perump. And Tamara thinks you need both on a homestead, probably. Well, that's what's up for discussion tonight. Leslie, without telling who in our family is what is your opinion? Who is needed on a homestead?
I personally believe that you need the dreamer on the homestead to create the vision for what you want to accomplish, and you need the dream crusher to keep it at a realistic, achievable level.
Well, there we go. Live stream done. She summed it up pretty good right there. So what do you guys think? Who do you need on the homestead? And Tamara says she agrees with you. She said that.
Yes.
Tina says amen. Yeah, I kind of go along with the same thing. So when we get a little bit farther in, when we have a few more people watching, we will talk about the dream crushing story and how someone in our family earned the nickname Jackboot the Dream Crusher. Ashley says she can be a little bit of both, dreamer and realistic, pragmatic.
Yes. Well, I don't know whether I'm a dreamer or a dream crusher. I feel like I'm a little bit of both.
Are you?
Yeah, because I mean, if I see something I want to do, I go and do it. But
You go for it, yeah.
at other times, I just crush my own dreams.
You crush your own dreams. Uh-oh. How so?
I try to look too far into the details, and I really try to depend on myself to get things done when I really shouldn't.
Interesting. Uh-oh. Come back, come back. She's correct. However, what happens if you are the dreamer and the earth, if you are the dreamer and the earthbound logistic, which would be me? Sorry, hang on. I argue with myself all the time. So you're both, yes, logistic. Right, so that can be a problem. And she said she's a crusher and hubby is a dreamer. And I think it's interesting, I've noticed in a lot of relationships that it seems to be one of each. Tina says he is go big or go home, and I waited and test the waters. Yeah, I think that's very relatable. I think that in a lot of relationships that you don't have both. I think that if you have two dreamers, then that can be a little bit of a problem because you're gonna have lots of ideas, but maybe not do them or do beyond your means. You know, you're gonna you might run out of money and supplies and stuff before you can accomplish the dreams that you need. But I think also if you have two people who are too hesitant and too careful, then you might not get much accomplished. You're gonna just live in the status quo. And I was watching a channel today called Charisma on Command. And most of the videos talk about how to present yourself in a way that's personable and likable, and things that you can say when you first meet new people and things like that. And I found it to be a very interesting channel. And today he was saying something along the lines of that most people's fear is, hey Big Grizzly, is, let me think, how did he say it? The fear of loss holds us from trying new things. So in other words, we don't go out and start a new business because we're afraid of the loss of security in the job that we already have. you know, that we don't, that sort of thing. Like we don't, and let's bring that to like homesteading. We don't leave the city and move to the homestead because we're afraid of the loss of what's known. We know, you know, where we are. We have a house, we have a job, we have a way to make ends meet or whatever. But if I get out there, what happens if I get out there on the homestead and I can't make it? Then what? Then what do I do? If I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I have to go get a job, you know, or something like that. And so people don't take those steps because that fear of loss of what I have holds us back. Well, we're about 10 minutes in now, so I wanted to share the story of Jackboot the Dream Crusher. And probably pretty quickly in, you will be able to figure out which one I am. Well, am I the dreamer or am I the crusher? And Kathy, I would agree with you. People have a fear of failing. And something that I have learned over the last year is, and especially in my garden, I don't say I have successes and failures. I say I have successes and I have learning opportunities. So, and I think there's a Thomas Edison quote about making the light bulb, right? Isn't that?
Yes, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 different ways not to make a light bulb.
Right. So, and I would agree, Ashley. So this happened about 6 years ago. I believe Carter was around 11. We're sitting around the dining room table, and at that time my girls were just learning to cook, or had been learning to cook. They by that time were making a complete meal by themselves one night a week each, which meant I got to cook 2 fewer nights a week. And they did everything from the grocery list, the planning, the whole meal, including dessert, cleanup, cooking, everything. And so Carter had made something that was particularly good. All of us were enjoying it. And we're sitting around the table and she says, when I grow up, I want to be a chef. And I looked across the table. What?
The dessert she made was the Oreo cream pie.
Oh yeah, that was really good. And I looked across the table and I said, no, you don't. That's not, you really don't want to be a chef, because chefs, it's really hard work. You're on your feet all day in front of a hot stove. You know, you're cooking, it's greasy, it's icky, that you really don't want to be a chef. And she said, well, no, I don't want to be that kind of chef. I want to be a chef on a TV show, or I want to win one of those TV shows, and then I'll have my own restaurant. And I said, well, so take a vote. Am I a dreamer or a dream crusher? Go ahead, vote. And I said, well, here's the thing. You've watched those shows, right? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, how many contestants are on there? She said, like 12, 15. I said, right. And how many of them actually win the show? And she said, just one. And I said, and how many people do you think actually applied or sent in a video to be on the show that never even got on it? Yes. Hello, Rebecca. And if you're just joining, you might wonder why everybody's calling me a dream crusher. They're voting based on this story. Am I the dreamer or dream crusher in the family? So as I'm going on and I'm talking like this, Chris was kind of sitting over here at the end of the table. I was sitting across from Carter, and I see out of the corner of my eyes, steam coming out his ears, steam coming out his nostrils. And I look at him and he's looking at me like, what is wrong with you? She is 11 years old. Why are you crushing her dreams? So who knows what a jackboot is? Anybody in here know what a jackboot is? If you do, put a comment. Tell me what a jackboot is, and we'll go on with the story from here.
Yeah, well, now look at us today. One of us is going on to be a rocket scientist, and one of us is working as a chef in the kitchen.
But is that your ultimate goal, to work as a chef?
No.
And is it Carter who's working as a chef?
No.
No, it's not. All right, anybody?
She's the one going to be.
Nobody knows what a jackboot is. Okay, so a jackboot is the boot that they wear in the military. Those those black lace-up boots that are like this big with the real thick soles and heels, right? So I have earned, based on that dinner and unfortunately other conversations that followed, the nickname Jackboot the Dream Crusher. So yeah, it was a real struggle for me. And at the time I just thought, well, I'm just being realistic. I see big picture. I see the cost of things. I run the numbers, you know, I kind of think on my feet like that. And that probably wasn't what my 11-year-old daughter needed to hear at the time. Probably wasn't. And if I really felt the need to voice those views, I probably could have posed them as questions and let her come to her own conclusions about that. But I didn't. I basically crushed the dream. Tamara, you're being kind, and it may be because you relate to me. The problem is that throughout my married life, my husband has very much been a dreamer and very much wanted to live a self-sufficient lifestyle. And I always was, we can't do that because how are you going to feed our family? We have children. We're blah, 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 blah. Nope, 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 nope. And so that really has been a big conflict between us because he would always have these ideas of things he wanted to do. And I was like, nope, can't afford it. Nope, too much risk. Nope, not going to do that. So it's only been within the last 5 or 6 years after that incident and after I realized like what is wrong with me, you know, that's really not the way to empower your children to go out and try new things. And, you know, I've really worked at becoming more of a dreamer or becoming more of a empowerer. So I don't even know if that's a word. Becoming more empowering, I suppose, or
Becoming
just
more supportive.
Yeah, just basically more supportive. So when I think that there is a time, and Rebecca said that sometimes she needs a crusher to bring you back to earth, and I think that that's true. I think that there is a time where, you know, the budget just, you cannot do everything you want to do. You just can't. You don't have the time or money to do everything. So you do need to be realistic. You do need some guidelines. You do need some limitations, but there's no reason you can't dream high. There's no reason you can't aim for, what's the quote, Leslie?
Aim for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
There you go. So she's like my walking encyclopedia back here. So I think that I have learned to be a little bit more of a dreamer. I hope I'm becoming better at it.
In some areas, you are. Definitely in the homesteading area.
Yeah. And what about your big thing that you wanted to do this year?
You were very hesitant at first.
I don't think so.
You were very hesitant to send me off all alone to a foreign country.
Oh, that's not what I was talking about.
For 3 months. Well, what was the other thing?
Your list of things that we're gonna do, right?
Well, that's, yes, you've been supportive for that.
Yeah. So I'm not saying what it is because she might be documenting it and YouTubing it later. So we are now about 20 minutes in. So if you are enjoying this live stream, if you wouldn't mind closing your live chat, giving a little thumbs up. And also, if you don't know me, I'm Lorella. I'm not a farm girl on a homestead adventure. There's 11 people here. I would think that most of you know me, probably 11 out of 11 of you know me.
I would hope so.
5 years ago. Well, sometimes we get people who pop in for the first time. Yes, if you have questions, please write them in all caps. That way I can be sure and see them before they disappear. When I'm watching on my little screen, they come up shortly and then they go away. Thank you, Ashley, for that. Thanks for being a moderator. I appreciate you being here tonight. 5 years ago, I moved my family from the city to the farm to lead a more organic lifestyle with closer ties to our food and land. I am not an expert in anything, but I try really hard and I'm learning every day. Let's see. So those of you who said you were dreamers, Rebecca, you said you were a dreamer. Ashley, you said you were a dreamer. What dreams have you got for your homestead this year? And anybody else who is, Tina, you said you're learning to loosen the reins. So what dreams are you guys all working on this year? What are your hopes for your homestead? Hi, Brenda. Yes, so my theme tonight is, are you a dreamer or a dream crusher? Are you a visionary or are you pragmatic? What is your
tendency?
Thank you. What's your tendency and what do you think is needed on a homestead? So we've been kind of just chatting about that. And I was telling a story a few minutes ago about how I earned the nickname Jackboot the Dream Crusher in my family, and that I have very much been a little bit of a control freak, and I am learning in my 40s to finally loosen up a little bit. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining in. Glad you're here. I watched one of your videos today and finally got to see your face. That was nice. Tina's gonna be 3 years debt-free. That's awesome. And I saw Rebecca, you have a dream for your garden. Oh, Brenda, which would your kids say that you are? And a lot of people have said that we need both. You want motivation and ducks. A dream to have ducks. Well,
Love our ducks.
we love our ducks. Yes, we do. Very much so. Mr. and Mrs. Quackers.
We don't like shutting them up at night though. They want to stay in their pond.
Yes,
So
they like
maybe if you
they
can
like to
find
be
a way
tucked in.
to protect their pond.
Like
so
to
they won't get-
enclose it?
Yeah, like at
A
night
little
or
mini
something.
coop or something, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. See, there I go. That's it. That's how I do it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that so much.
So, since you've been working on becoming the opposite of Jackboot Dream Destroyer, what would you say your biggest dream is that you have dreamed big on in this coming year for 2019?
All right, Kitchen of Savannah, I'm going to come back to you in a minute. Hello, Mom H. Glad you're in the house. And Cheryl, I'm going to come back and read these in a minute. All right. So my biggest dream now is that one of my biggest dream is right now. So I have a couple. I dream of having a garden that is productive, that is pretty, that is aesthetically nice, that I want to be in and spend time in. I dream of having a rabbitry, and I dream of seeing my children happy and industrious and enjoying life. So J-Dog's in the place. Jerry, right? Hello from your break room at work. Glad you could join us. We're talking about, are you a dreamer or a dream crusher? Are you a realist or are you a visionary? So I'm going to go back and read a couple comments here. And actually, we can talk about motivation later, because you know what? Us pragmatic types, we're really good at goal setting and at setting milestones and ways. So I got ways to motivate you to do what you need to do. All right, let's see. Who else had a comment? Cheryl dreams of being happy. I always feel like something will come along to ruin it. Yeah, it's hard when you're waiting for that other shoe to drop. Yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, sorry. Kitchen of Savannah. Hello, welcome. Glad you're here tonight. Dreamer, dreaming of my garden being successful. Me too, sister friend. High five. Last year it had good going. I hate that I have to touch the screen, guys. Sorry. That's why I like to use the iPad. And all right, hang on, so that I can see these on my phone.
On the iPad?
Oh yeah, here you go. So open YouTube and find my live stream, and then we'll do this.
Oh, his iPad does not want to stay in the case. Okay.
All right, let's see. Come on, here we go. Still harvesting the lymph node was growing over my leech lines. Oh no! Oh, that's so sad. Oh, so you'll be moving it. All right, Brenda, I'm 60, so one would think I've learned quite a few things. Honestly, I'm quite realistic, so they might think dream crusher. I'm a planner and I have many goals, but I'm well aware of reality. Brenda, I think we're sisters. All right, J-Dogs is a realist, but a lot of folks say I'm a dream crusher.
What year were you married?
Why are you asking that?
Because I don't change his
There we
passcode.
go.
There we go.
All right. So on a homestead, I think it's great if you can have a balance, and if you can have those conversations without them becoming arguments, if you can learn to pull from the skills of both the dreamer and the realist, if us realists, if we can learn to be gentle in our realism, so that we're not dream crushing, I think that helps. Rebecca is a dreamer and uber detail oriented. So I find this true of my husband. Okay, so here's the thing. He doesn't see big picture. He sees a finished product vision, but he doesn't always see the steps to get there. And a lot of times he'll get very, very lost in the details. So I wonder if that is something. Rebecca, do you have an artistic tendency? And here's another question for you. If you classify yourself as a dreamer, would you say you are more
product vision?
Can't volume.
His
right
app was gonna close your video.
There you go.
So there we go.
All right.
Where do I see?
And then
right.
hang on. You got to be playing live, and then down here it should be in one of these things. I don't know where it comes up.
I'm not seeing it.
Turn the thing the other way. Let's see. Live chat. Live chat. What's this one? Nope.
Like,
All right.
I couldn't even leave a comment if I wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Thank you guys. Just trying to figure it out. I started out on the iPad, and then it said that it had something was wrong with either the audio or the video, and I couldn't keep going. So then I switched over to my phone, and that's where we're at. I see we have 19 people here right now. So if you're just tuning in, please would you comment, tell us your name, where you're watching from.
Aha, I got it.
You did.
And there's an ad playing before.
And would you consider yourself a realist or a visionary? Are you a dreamer or a dream crusher? And
I just realized you gave me a wrench.
yeah, Chris did that last time. So thanks, Mom H. If you see anything that you need to take care of, feel free. And we're talking about Homestead. Cheryl, you're a pragmatic dreamer. Well, there you go. The best of both worlds. The best of both worlds. Yeah, so I think, you know, if sometimes we realists, we need the dreamers to kind of push us to try for more, to not just be happy with status quo. You want to design and have your husband build a living room for the farm. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah. That would be great. Not a hay bale. So do you want an indoor or outdoor room? Or do you want maybe a screened in room of some kind? That would be nice. Yeah, I think that we need the dreamers in our lives. We need the dreamers to help us look up from the accounting books and look up to the sky sometimes and look at the clouds and stuff. So, so my question was, if you consider yourself a dreamer, are you also an artistic person or musical? I wonder sometimes if those go hand in hand. Hello, Catherine, a realistic dreamer. Ah, so you're kind of middle ground there. I am learning to come in from the outside, boot crushing, dream crushing, boot wearing person. All right, Rebecca says artistic tendencies. Brenda, you want a real like physical room. Nice. I look forward to hearing about that. That would be a nice thing to have out there. So if you have joined in a little bit late, I'm Lorella, not a farm girl on a homestead adventure. This is my daughter Leslie, who's joining us tonight. Leslie's 19, will be going to college in the fall.
Yes.
Right now she's working. She took a gap year. She's the one who went to Africa. You'll probably build a shack for your visit in April. Kitchen of Savannah is a dreamer but a perfectionist. I find that to be true. Mom H is artistic. Ashley is not. Huh. Interesting. So it doesn't necessarily align with that. I kind of wondered if the dreamers would be more of the creative types, and that might just be because that's the way it is in my family. My husband is very much that way. He's artsy. He's musical. He's a dreamer. He's also a little bit of a perfectionist in some areas and oblivious to lots of other areas. It's very interesting.
Interesting perspective on the dream crushers, Brenda. I think I agree with what you're saying, that the dream crusher could go and modify the dreamer's plan to a more achievable level, which is what I said earlier on in the video when I explained my perspective on the dreamer versus the dream crusher.
Wait, why don't you say that again? Because there are a lot more people here than were here when we started out.
Certainly. I believe every homestead or every part of life when you're working with somebody else needs a dreamer and a dream crusher, or some mixed combination thereof, to the dreamer to set the goals and to dream big, and then the dream crusher to keep it on a realistic, achievable level.
Yeah. So I think the problem is we need to not be dream crushers. I think we need to be dream enablers. Jerry wants to know, what are you going to do for a job?
Well, right now I am working as a grill cook at a nursing home. To fund my way through college, where I will be studying a ministry degree to go into children's ministry full-time. Hopefully, is the dream.
I was going to say that's the plan.
That's the dream.
So there, she's a chef. She is, but she's not the one that said she wanted to be a chef.
No, I'm not.
No. Carter was, and Carter's going to go to college to be a rocket scientist. I used to be a dreamer and hubby a crusher, but now he's a dreamer and me the more pragmatic one. Sorry, I'm not girl.
I could just show you here.
Yeah, you could. I keep forgetting that you have it over there. Yeah, so I used Dream Crusher in the title, and I've been talking about it, but we probably, for all of us out there who are those, it probably would help if we could think of ourselves as dream enablers. Like, the dreamers are not going to, most of the time, not going to achieve the best they can without somebody running the budget, without somebody crunching the numbers, without somebody making the steps, the guidelines, the setting the milestones and the goals. And so I think if we can learn to say, okay, that's a great dream, let's see how we can achieve it together. October Sky, is that the guy who built the rocket in his pasture?
No, that's Astronaut Farmer.
I think October Sky is kind of the same thing.
It might be.
And then somebody else just joined. Who just joined?
Hey everyone, from Zero to Homestead.
Well, hello, Zero to Homestead. If you would please tell us where you're watching from, what your first name is, what your weather's like, and would you consider yourself a dreamer or a realist? All right, we got a couple questions.
VS Farm, I love the way you describe it. Dreamers draw the blueprints, and the realists are the nuts and bolts that hold it together. You are absolutely right. Kathy, what happens when you're a dual purpose person? I would not like to be called a crusher, rather a person keeping things more stable and down to earth level.
Yeah,
certainly.
I think that's great. You know, I use Dream Crusher as a joke because that's the nickname that I had in the family. So I put it, it's, you know, as a catchy little title to put on the picture. It's not necessarily what I think we should be labeling everybody, but I do think that we need I think that there's a balance there, yeah. And I love the fact, if you have both of those, if you can both be the visionary and have a plan, you're Steve Jobs. I mean, you know, there's no stopping you now.
I'd love to say hello to Boston Mountain Homestead. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, J-Dogs, for explaining that they were both similar movies. Homestead in the Highlands.
That's Cheryl.
I think you should definitely go for reindeer. I think that would be fun. You should let us know how it goes. I mean, certainly look into it. See what they can do for you. Don't just create a money pit like horses are for us. Great plan.
Who's talking? Brenda?
Brenda is talking about my dream of becoming a children's
She said
pastor.
You're her favorite earlier. I don't know if you saw that.
Well, I would love to be more people's favorite.
Yes. So when I say dream enabler, I'm using enabler in the positive sense. I am not using enabler in enabling people with addictions or with unhealthy disorders and things like that. And Ashley from Farm Alarm says, research is important for the homestead. Definitely.
14 horses.
Yeah.
Yep.
She used to be able to ride, but she can't now.
Ah, sad. As far as my dream for becoming a children's pastor, I have been in children's ministry for the past 7 years. I will be going to college, hopefully, if things work out, at the International House of Prayers College in Kansas City, and they have programs where they connect their students to churches who need different leadership. So hopefully finding a church to partner with through them.
All right, I have a couple questions. Boston Homestead, Boston Mountain Homestead. If you don't mind telling us your first name and I started to say where you're watching from, but probably Boston area. And what your weather's like, and do you consider yourself a dreamer or a realist? And then let's see. And remember, everybody who's watching, if you have a question, put it in all caps so that I will notice it.
Flying VS Farm. We both agree. IHOP is very awesome.
Yes. Let's see.
That works until it comes to chickens. That is enabling an addiction for most homesteaders.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
Yes.
Chickens are sweet.
The gateway.
If you
it's
train
the gateway animal. Chickens are the gate. Although we love our ducks better. Our ducks don't want to be held though.
Our chickens love to be held.
Yeah, we have chickens that stop. Oh, hi Buffy. You're in Arkansas. Oh, the Boston Mountains are in Arkansas. I had no idea. Thank you, Jerry. I did not know that. Buffy, good to meet you. So we are in southern Missouri. We're about an hour north of Mountain Home. So where would you be in relation to us? What part of Arkansas are you in? I don't know where the Boston Mountains are, but I'm assuming they're not where the Ozarks are. And you're both a dreamer and a realist. Best of both worlds. That's great. Cheryl, you are sorting and labeling your spare eggs to take to food bank tomorrow. Oh, nice. I delivered eggs. I sell eggs, and I made egg deliveries today.
They're below Fayetteville, so where I went to see that musical the other week.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right.
Brenda knows somebody who works at IHOP.
Cool. All right. Hardy, Arkansas. 11 boxes right now. That's a lot of eggs.
It is.
That's a lot of eggs.
We got 18 eggs today at chore time from the chickens.
Yeah, so I sold 4 dozen. Well, actually 8 dozen. I delivered 4 dozen this morning, 2 this afternoon, and then I brought 2 to church for one of my customers that goes to church here. So, Cheryl, do you wash your eggs? Your chickens are freeloaders. What? They're not giving you eggs? Come on. You gotta up their game, Ashley. Yeah, it does make a difference if you have light or not. We have a light in the coop. We also put pepper flakes in their food. You can also, ASL Havard Homestead taught me, she's online, Tamara, that you can give your chickens whole corn. And we have a source for non-GMO corn. I leave them unwashed if they're clean. If they are not clean, then I will wipe them. Yeah, wash them with a rag. But then I have a Norwex cloth which has silver embedded in it, and I dry it off with that. I just figured that the silver is gonna get any gunk off it and kind of protect it. And that's, but only if I have to. I sell my eggs unwashed.
What do pepper flakes do for them? It raises their internal body temperature, which causes them to be able to maintain a higher body heat and not be putting all their calories into keeping body heat, but instead to egg production.
Yeah. Yes, so one thing that I found in the nesting boxes is fresh hay often, the eggs stay cleaner, and try to collect them as early in the day as possible.
6 eggs from 24 chickens, but 9 are only a few months old. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you trade eggs for milk? I would love to trade eggs for milk. Hello, Jeff in Moline, Illinois. 9 inches of fluffy ice.
It's 19 degrees, 8 with wind chill. And I'm a dreamer with a detailed plan that hopefully will start in 2 years.
That's great. What are you dreaming of? Are you dreaming of a homestead or something different? I'd love to hear about it. Don't refrigerate my eggs for my own use. Timeline for winter storage for next year. Trying lime for winter storage.
I have lavender in my nesting boxes. Interesting.
What does the lavender in the nesting boxes do?
Same with the whole corn. Digestion warms them internally.
Yeah, I think we got up in the 20s today.
In Arkansas, it was 21.
Okay, so
Last
J
time-
Dogs, Jerry. So let me just talk to you a little bit. A mano, okay? If you are ill, you can buy cayenne caplets at Walmart. They're in the vitamin section or wherever you buy your vitamins. I take 2 a day if I feel sick at all, and usually I am sick the least in my family, and when I get sick, I don't get it as hard as most people in my family.
I take it. It clears out a cold.
Yes, it will
Allergies, man.
definitely clear out a cold.
But make sure to take it with food. If you don't, you will be suffering
Later.
painfully.
Let's just say fire in the hole. So always take it on a full stomach.
Crocheting a wedding gift. Ooh, fancy. Are you making
Nice.
a blanket or something else? We have a solar dusk dawn light that might help, at least with no electricity.
Rebecca learned that the hard way. Yeah. It's not a fun experience. So take it with, and also if I don't have a full stomach, then I get heartburn too from it. So yeah, fire at both ends. Not nice.
I don't know about a regular light. We use a light that has a heating element to it.
Yeah, they're just
So,
from the feed store in a metal thing.
yeah. I might look into options that you could maybe find a solar powered one on Amazon.
Yeah, I bet you can. I bet you can.
It might be a bit
Sure.
more pricey.
And
but
also some people have them on timers, so they're daylight hours. Hey Jay, so glad you're here.
apparently cayenne
Welcome.
repels bugs.
A lace tablecloth.
Ooh. That sounds-
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so what time?
Hello, Grateful
Nights. That's Jay. So we are about 40 minutes in. I'm gonna just quickly introduce myself in case you're new to my channel. I'm Lorella, not a farm girl on a homestead adventure. 5 years ago, I moved my family from the city to the farm so that we could lead a more organic life with closer ties to our food and our land. We raise our own animals. We're trying to grow some of our own food and getting a little bit better every year. Today we're talking about, are you a dreamer or a dream crusher? So let me know if you were not here earlier when I talked about being Jackboot the Dream Crusher and how I earned that nickname. If you would like to hear that story, if I get a couple people who want to hear it, I will quickly tell that story again. So if you want to hear the Jackboot the Dream Crusher story, you missed it earlier, just give me a quick yes in the comments. Let me see if I'm seeing live chat or all chat.
Homestead in the Highlands wants to. Boston Mountain also.
Okay. So about 6 years ago, would you say was Carter about 11?
Longer than that, Mom. Well, no.
Okay, she's about 11,
yeah,
right?
she's 17 now, so yeah. No,
All right.
she was younger because we started doing the cooking thing when I was 12.
Jeff, that's
she
a
would've been
great dream. So here's the story. Carter was about 10. We were sitting around the dinner table. She had made a meal all on her own. To back up a little bit, at that time, by the time my kids, when they were about 6 and 8, they started learning how to cook, and they would do meal prep. So they would look online, look through books, figure out what they wanted to eat, look up recipes, and then we would go to the store, buy all the products, and then we would help them prepare an entire meal, start to finish, from prep through cleanup. And then by the time they got to about 10 and 12, they were doing it on their own, one of them one night a week each, which meant I got to cook 2 fewer times a night, 2 fewer times a week, and it was prepping them life skills, right? So it was win-win for everybody. So Carter had cooked this particularly delicious meal with sliders. Vicky's in the house. Sorry, totally lost my brain right there.
I was just waiting until you were done with the story and then I'd bring it up.
So she had sliders. I think she had made like home fries or something, and this beautiful Oreo pie. It was delicious. We were all raving about it. And she said, yeah, I think when I grow up, I want to be a chef. She was sitting across the table from me. Chris was at one end, and I looked at her and I was like, no, you don't want to do that. Chefs, they stand on their feet all day. It's hot work. It's in front of an oven and a greasy stove. And she said, no, 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 not that kind of chef. I want to be the kind that's on TV and has your own restaurant. And so I said, well, you've watched those TV competition shows before, right? And she said, yeah. And I said, how many contestants are there? And she said, I don't know, 12, 20, whatever. And I said, how many of them win and get their own restaurant? She said, one. I said, how many people do you think applied to be on that show? And about this time, out of the corner of my eye, I can see Chris' steam coming out, you know, just radiating the heat off of his head. And I look over, and he's looking at me like, and I could just see, like, his eyes were shooting darts at me. And he's like, what are you doing? She's 11 years old. Let the child have her dream. What is wrong with you? And so I earned the name Jackboot the Dream Crusher, because I tend to look at things in a very realistic manner and say, well, you know, and it's and now I have learned and I have practiced and retrained myself that if I have those immediate thoughts, to say, well, have you thought about what it might be like to be on your feet all day or something, rather than to be like, no, not happening. No chefs in this house.
Definitely not my favorite part of the job.
Yeah. So that's how I earned the name Jackboot the Dream Crusher. Jeff, I'm loving reading your thing, and I'm loving reading everybody's comments. I'm glad Kathleen made it.
Farm Alarm wants to be on a game show. Well, you can buy tickets and you can sit in the audience, but there's no chance that they'll call you down on The Price is Right. Just saying.
So because of that experience, and I fear, unfortunately, that throughout my married life, I often, my husband would dream of things and I would be like, nope, can't do it. We got jobs, we got kids, we got responsibilities, rah, 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 rah. You know, and the older I get, the more I realize life is really short. Live your dream. Go for it. I mean, you know, the worst that can happen, Leslie, move back home later if you got to, but at least give it a shot. There's, you know, and now I am more about trying and taking risks, and we were also talking about earlier that I said, I totally forgot what I said earlier about, that I no longer look at things as success and failures, but as successes and learning opportunities. Okay, so let's see. When friends or colleagues used to say they want a pony, I used to have them come to my place every day for a week, start at 7 a.m., pick the fields, muck out, and only ride 2 days. That is real life. Yes. So there's lots of great discussion going on in the comments. Practice makes progress. Yes, Rebecca.
Ostrich. I had some ostrich meat and eggs when I was in Africa. They were very delicious, but they were ginormous. So carefully consider if you want to be eating that many eggs every day, or if you're going to outsource it, because one egg is the equivalent of 20 chicken eggs.
What? Do they lay an egg every day?
I don't know about how often they lay, but, you know, it's the equivalent of 20 chicken eggs. So carefully consider that.
All right. So I see another, Jay was also talking about feeling good and healthy every day. I think that's interesting.
My dream is to feel whole emotionally and physically. I just want to feel good and safe. Well, my first question would be do you have a form of faith? Are you a Christian or some other belief? And maybe seek some emotional help through that avenue, and also maybe look into what you're eating can be affecting your emotional and physical health.
I think I know Jay, and she is taking care of both of those things. So yeah. Okay, so we are getting close to time to wind it up, guys. We have about 10 minutes left. So I asked everybody whether you're a dreamer, whether you are a dream crusher. We talked about the fact that we're not going to call ourselves dream crushers anymore. We're going to be dream enablers. We're going to be the people who run the numbers and figure out how to make you dreamers succeed, right? All right, Mama Grows, I'm on your side. I got your back. You can do it, girl. See, I'm learning.
Yes.
I'm learning.
It's been a journey.
All right, bye. Thanks for joining us on your break from work. All right, so now, Vicky, you are a dreamer. You are also artistic. We had that conversation earlier that I find that a lot of people who are the dreamers and the visionaries tend to be those among us who are musical and artistic, I think. Trying to read what
Jeff?
He's going to make a dinner.
It sounds delicious. I personally don't enjoy cooking Reubens at work. Okay. I don't, but you know, you go for it, man. Yep. Enjoy it.
All right. So, you can read Jay's thing, but just read it silently. She just replied to you. All right. So, let's see. What else, guys? Any last questions? I know a lot of people commented about what your dreams were. Yes. So, and we also talked about Vicky, because I know you came in late along with a couple other people, that a lot of times, you dreamers, you need us realists to help you get there, to help you set milestones, to help you have achievable goals along the way to your big dream goal, so that if we can come together and if we can learn, I think it's especially difficult for us who are more realistic to not be dream crushers. So if I can learn to say, I want to help you achieve your dream, then, and if we can have the dreamers be able to take the wise advice from the realists, that you can have a really good collaborative team. But a lot of times what happens is I am seeing all the pitfalls, all the holes, all the dangers, all the risks, and when I start talking about that, then you, the dreamers, are hearing the no, 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 negative Nelly. And so it's got to be, there's got to be, both sides have to learn to listen to each other and to really come together. We can have some great collaboration. All right, and Rebecca has a question for me. Do I have a word for the homestead for 2019? Yours are simplicity and authenticity. No, I did not select a word this year. Leslie, do you have a word for the year?
My word is try something new. And that is my goal for 2019, is to make 2019 the year of trying new things.
I think that's really awesome. That's a good goal. All right, folks. I think we're going to close it out here in a minute. Any last comments?
Zoo or an emu? Well, there's a funny story of the time Australia waged war on the emus and lost. So you might want to look into that.
Okay, that's way tangent. I think, who said that their husband says no? Oh, Mom H. Yeah, I think for a lot of years that was me and Chris. So I was like, nope, can't do it, nope. And I have learned, I am trying still to learn to not be the dream crusher.
Brenda, congratulations.
What are we congratulating her on?
She is going to be having a grandbaby.
Yay!
Her son and daughter-in-law just texted her during your last live video last week.
Awesome, that's so exciting. That's going to be fun and new for you. All right, well, it looks like people are starting to pop off. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. Thanks for hanging out and talking about dreaming and what we all want to do with our homesteads. I actually have seen emus around here. I have also seen elk. There's a big elk ranch not too far from us. So don't tell anyone. I just told the whole world. Just hope your kids don't watch my channel. And I also have seen buffalo in our area. So people do have some pretty exotic animals.
We saw some llamas.
Oh, yeah. Llamas. And what's the other one that's like a
alpaca?
Llama? Yeah, I see them around here. It took a lot of persuasion. Yeah. All right. Goodbye, Buffy from Arkansas. Really nice meeting you. I think this might have been our first live chat that you've been on. So thanks for hanging out with us today. Aw, thanks, Jay. All right, I'm gonna let you all say goodbyes and then we'll end it. Thank you. So, any last dream quotes?
Any last dream quotes?
You want to say the moon one again?
The moon one? Sure. Aim for the moon out there, folks, because if you miss, you'll still land in space.
She just blew the quote.
I did.
You'll land among the stars. It's such a nicer quote.
I don't know. I might try to live the Maya Angelou quote. Compassion, passion, and style. Live it. I mean, I really paraphrased it, but...
Okay.
That's...
Let's stick to quotes we know.
Good night.